Hmm. Hopefully this isn't too loud. Okay, so I think that should be pretty good. All right. It's quite the delay, to be honest. So, if anyone's in here, apologize for the wait while we were seeing how that worked out. Okay. So, what we got going on today is I'm just going to be sorting some cards. Already looked these up. It's about 220, 18 cards. Because I already put two away because they were duplicates. But, you gotta sort them so that I can list them on our TCG store. TCG player. So, if you've been following our channel or are a member of our group, you will have seen previous recordings where I did basically the same thing. those cards are all listed already on TCG Player. We've got One Piece, Flesh and Blood, a little bit of Lorcana, Riftbound, and Magic the Gathering, all listed on our TCG Player store. So, I've been off school for a couple of weeks now, and I've got not going back until like the end of July. My English comp class. So basically, just kind of trying to get things organized for the business, take care of some health stuff. Basically, just some self-care type stuff. Because I did classes for, let's see, I started in August last year, going back to school for a business degree, and I took, and it's only one class at a time, and it seems like that would be like not that big a deal, but some of these classes actually take up quite a bit of time. Even with, just working on the business, working from home, taking care of the house, all that kind of stuff, plus dealing with health issues. And I took classes from August all the way up until last month. I did take a short little break before the last class because I was just burnt out. I was constantly worrying about schoolwork and deadlines and all that kind of stuff, which is part of life. But at the same time, I just needed a little bit of a break. So I decided going forward, I'm actually going to do a short break in between each class. And then that way, that way I don't get burnt out, and I've got time to catch up with some of the like business stuff and house stuff. Self-care is very important for anyone. So getting my health stuff under control is definitely a big plus. For anybody that knows me, knows that I've struggled with my weight, as well as some issues. And when we got on truck, for the 2 years we were on truck, my legs like just swelled up like really bad. This was shortly following a incident where thought I was like near having a heart attack. They did all kinds of tests in the hospital. I was actually hospitalized for a few days. And they found out that I have, well, they just call it angina, which is basically, in simple terms, chest pain. And they're like, oh, you don't have, heart disease or whatever, but you have chest pain. It's like, made no sense to me. But anyway, basically feels like you're having a heart attack. But it occurred more, or the symptoms were worse with movement, with activity. And after I got on the truck, my legs swelled up. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, oh, just move more, exercise more, eat better. And it's like, well, I'm already doing all those things, but, or as much as I could anyway. So it's like, what more, can I do it in the circumstances we were in? It's kind of frustrating when your doctor's not very compassionate, I guess you could say. But, so I just kind of like, I don't know, I was very upset with just the general condition of our healthcare system. It's so bad, guys. I mean, sure, everybody's aware of it. Charge you an arm and a leg. They treat symptoms rather than helping you become wholly healthy. You say, oh, well, exercise, or oh, do this, or eat better. But like, they don't help you get there. And I went through nutrition classes. Like, I was studying to be a nurse. I was a CNA. I was a med aid for a while. And so, like, it's not like I didn't know how I should be eating or how I should be exercising, that kind of stuff. My problem was I always take care of everybody else and everything else before I take care of myself. I don't prioritize my own healthcare. I don't prioritize self-care. So that's been something that has been like a lifelong trial and error, I guess. I start to try to take care of myself, and I just fall back into old habits, like taking care of everybody else first, not myself. And I think a lot of people go through that. I think they, really have a hard time with putting themselves first because it seems selfish. And we grew up learning not to be selfish, right? We grew up, help people when they're in need, and not to be selfish because selfishness is a frowned upon trait. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. It's definitely a good thing. We need more people helping each other out in this world, for sure. But because we were taught that mentality, we often don't take care of ourselves the way we need to. And you really can't help other people if you can't help yourself. Like, if you're not in a good place, you can't really help other people. Which is where I've found myself more than once. And so it becomes a vicious cycle where I want to help people when they come to me with problems. I don't want to be the one having to go to other people with my problems, which I've been in the past plenty of times. I always ran up against a brick wall where people didn't want to help me. But maybe at the time, like, I didn't think of, well, maybe they're not in a place where they can help. Even though it seemed like it to me, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's true, because people can make it seem like they're in a good place and that they're doing well for themselves and their family. But they themselves are not in the right frame of mind to be able to help other people. And I think sometimes people, I mean, that's part of it, but I think sometimes people also get in a mindset where they are, certain that other people are just out to take advantage of them, take their money, take their time, take their feelings, even like emotion uh, leeching, I guess you could call it. Uh, so they take their care and their empathy and their compassion, and they use what they can of it, and they don't ever give anything back. And um, people are leery of helping others out financially because they never see the money back. And I just got to a point where, because I'd done it a couple of times, I'd loaned money to people that I cared about, that were family. And to me, family means you help each other through difficult times. And so there was a few times where I helped somebody else expecting them to pay me back because they said they would, but they never did. And so I went through a period where I was like, well, I did that and I didn't get my money back. I didn't get paid back. They just kind of used me and left me. And so I went through a period where I was like, well, I'm not going to help anybody. Nobody wants to help me. I'm not going to help anybody else. And that's really the wrong mindset to have, because we don't know what somebody else may be going through. Enough to say that, like, hey, they did this on purpose or whatnot. But I just started saying, okay, like, if I'm going to help somebody, I am not going to expect anything in return. I'm just going to help them because they need help. And only if I'm able to. Like, if I am able to say, okay, right now I have like $25 extra in my pocket and I really don't need it, then I see somebody else may need a little help. And I'll be like, okay, well, I can give you 25. No strings attached. I don't expect it back. It's a gift. Because I think that expectation of expecting, like if you help somebody, expecting them to repay you or return the favor, or they owe you now because you helped them, I think that leads to relationships breaking down. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about any relationship that you could possibly have with anyone else. Sisters and brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles, best friends since grade school, like all that kind of stuff is essentially at risk if you think that if you're going to help them, they need to pay you back, because it's strings attached. And then if they can't, they don't talk to you because they think that you're going to be mad at them because they can't pay you back. Or you're so angry that you say, hey, don't call me again. Like, I helped you. You didn't pay me back. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Or everybody goes silent and nobody talks to anybody. I just think it's better to not expect repayment. And I also think that it feels better to help other people without expecting something back, because it's a gift. Like, and gifts don't have to be for special occasions or anything like that, but just like, hey, I see you need this, and I can help right now, so I'm gonna give you this gift. And if you ever get into a good place again, just pay it forward. It feels good knowing that you put some good out there and that it can turn into something else that's good. So, but yeah, as far as like my break from school, just and my health, it's just always something that I've put aside, and I'm just always helping other people or taking care of other people. And So this year, after I worked hard from August all the way to May on schoolwork and getting things settled with moving into the apartment and uh, doing different stuff with the business. We've done a lot with that. I've learned some things from school that I could apply to the business. Lots of different things. So just taking some time this summer to do some of that. And then I go back at the end of July. As far as my health, I got back on medications that I was on before we went on truck. And because I had stopped taking them because I was so disappointed with the health care that I had received and just wasn't seeing a supportive doctor, and it was just frustrating and disheartening. And so let's see, it was probably a month or two after my visit with the doctor that my meds ran out. We were on truck. It was harder to get to a doctor. And I didn't make it a priority. I just kind of let it go, quit taking my meds, and my health continued to get worse, but I didn't link it to stopping my medication. I just thought it was because we were on the truck and I wasn't able to move around as much with us driving 11 hours a day. But looking back now, if I would have kept on my medications, I think that it would have gone a lot different. I think that I would have been able to do more, move easier, be more physically active while we were on the truck if I would have stayed on my medication. But I didn't. And we got off truck mainly because my health was getting so bad. And we were just frustrated with a few things that happened, as well as the inconsistency with the company that he was working for. And he really missed his boys too. He wanted to be home more for them and have a local job where he could see them on a regular basis. So that was a big part of it too. So we got off track, and my health didn't seem to improve. I was moving more. We changed our diet, started eating a lot healthier, being able to buy groceries and cook from scratch and stuff like that. And my health still kept getting worse, and finally went to the emergency room. Finally. And I was diagnosed about 2 weeks ago. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow with pulmonary hypertension. So every time I would lay down, I would be out of breath. I'd have a shortness of breath with activity, movement. It's really hard to do a lot of things that I've always been able to do. I've never been one to like to stay in bed. I can't stand just laying in bed not doing anything. So I would get up every day, regardless of how I felt, and I would do dishes, make breakfast, make Jason's lunch for work, work on the business, do school. Basically stay pretty busy. But even with all of that, I'm still having increasingly worse health. So went to the ER, got diagnosed. They got me back on meds, and I've been on them for about 2 weeks now, like I said. Um, and it's helping. It's starting to get better, and things are getting a little easier to do. Able to move around a little bit more. It's kind of a... So I move around more and stuff, and I have good days and bad days, like everybody with health issues. There's days where I feel absolutely fantastic, and I clean, and I do all kinds of stuff. I'm moving around all over the place. And then it's like the next day, the soreness kicks in. Like, which is expected because I haven't used my muscles that way in a long time. And so, yeah, I'm gonna feel soreness and whatnot from all the moving I did the previous day. But it can be kind of frustrating at the same time because I basically like just have this like nonstop urge that I just want to get up. I want to do things. I want to move. I want to go places. I want to go shopping, which I haven't done in a while. And um, yeah, I want to do more for myself so that I can do more for others. So that's just kind of the goals with all that. But we are starting to get a lot of the business reorganized. Um, we've got all the stuff up on TCG Player. We're looking through more of our stuff and posting more. So everything you see here is going to be on TCG Player by the end of today. And then I've got a little bit that I'm going to put on eBay. And we have a couple of decks too somewhere to list on eBay. They're ripbound decks that Jason made. Yeah. We are, Jason's continuously looking for collections that he can buy for the business. We're basically buy any game as far as that goes. You know, we're just looking for nice big collections that maybe haven't been gone through in a while. Or if somebody's looking to get out of, you know, a certain game and they just want to sell it all as bulk. And then we organize and go through things. And when we buy people's collections, we're not like expecting to find like a Gaze Cradle. I mean, come on, realistically. Anybody that has a Gaze Cradle is not going to sell it in a bulk collection. I mean, it'd be very rare. That'd be like, I don't know, winning the lottery or something. But mainly what we're looking for is just like this, you know, 25 cents to $3 cards that most people, you know, they get it, they may play it in deck for a little bit, then a new set comes out, they switch things out, they put it in their collection and just kind of forget about it, but they continue to be good cards um, that have at least a little value. They may have been worth more previously, but they drop after the set's been out for a while. So that's the kind of stuff that we are interested in. So if you're looking to sell a collection, you can message Jason or myself on Facebook. And we can definitely consider it. We do offer fair pricing. We try to do a little bit more than what the regular LGS stores do. With us doing everything online currently and so far, we don't have the overhead that the TCG stores do, so we try to pass that savings on to our customers. But even if we did have a store, we plan to keep things pretty streamlined. So one thing that I don't agree with, but a lot of the TCG LGSs do, is going with when they're buying cards from you or collections, they go off of TCG low. They claim that that's what they're going to have to list the card as when they sell it, and then they only give you a percent of that because they want to make their money back, which is understandable, but at the same time, realistically, not every card is going to be listed at or below the low, because everybody has different goals in mind, and the thing with the low is that those are the people that are looking to try and build their customer base. So I've said it before on other videos, and I'll say it again. You know, they're cutting the market because they want their cards to sell first, because they don't have feedback ratings or sales numbers to encourage customers to buy their cards based on their reputation or rating. So they have to make it as cheap as possible. So they're going to take a little bit of a harder hit to sell a card for less just to get that sale. And I feel like LGS stores don't really need to go through that, because, I mean, they've already got a customer base. Their local customer base is their customer base. Everything else is just gravy on top. Don't get me wrong, online sales is definitely a big part of any business's sales, but at the same time, they have a physical store. They have a history, they have customer reviews, they have all kinds of things, and they don't necessarily need to sell it at low. So I don't agree with businesses doing the low unless they are trying to build their customer base. I would much rather let cards sit for sale at market price, which is an average of all sales, and have the customers that know that we list cards appropriately according to their condition. We have good shipping practices. We have excellent customer service. So if something's wrong with the order, no problem, we'll refund you. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a card. It's just a couple bucks. And I can guarantee on our end that we try to list everything as accurately as possible and do everything to get cards to our customers in the best condition possible. And so I'm not going to list it at low because I don't need to, we don't need to undercut the market, lower the value of the card just to get a sale. So we go off market price for trades, and we do a percent, but we do give a higher percent than what stores do. There's always so many S's. So many. Spider-Verse. I hate that I can't do more upbeat music. This music is gonna put me to sleep, I swear. Darn copyright stuff. I would much rather play something upbeat. Stay. Yoda, are you chasing the fly again? SASCRACU SEN SISK SL SN so SE. I find it so funny that they can be like slightly off color, but be the same set. I know it's because it's different printers, but like, that's crazy, the difference in that. And I know, I ramble on and on and on. Alright, on to R. Got a couple relic robbers. Oh, extended art foils here. RAP. A Rocklanch. Okay. Zendikar Rising was definitely a good set. There's a lot of good sets in Magic, but a lot of good cards come from that still hold value today. Say that and Double Masters. Commander Masters was a more recent set, but also lots of good cards. A lot of it was reprints from previous good sets. But pumpkin bombs. Yeah, Parker, look. Flexing. See, there was another Zendikar Rising showcase. So a lot of these had sleeves. Mostly you'll see sleeves on foils, but there are some sleeves on non-foil, like this one. Anything that was in a sleeve, we're leaving it in the sleeve. I may re-sleeve when they sell, but I don't like to switch sleeves out too much unless I see a sleeve that's damaged. I don't know. A little bit ago, I did switch out one that was like just a damaged sleeve, and the card was fine, but the sleeve left much to be desired. Knock things over. Nobody said anything in chat yet. I keep hoping that people pop in and actually say something. O's were pretty simple. Sorry I went quiet on y'all. Jason just got back with laundry. Give me a minute. I'm gonna keep sorting, and once he's done making noise, I'll start talking again. Alright, I'm back. He's done making noise. You laugh, but it's true. You were quite loud when you came in the door. It's like, damn, I'm home. It's up to you. So Jason's going through the stuff we've already listed and deciding if we're gonna keep them on the sell on the store or not.
Sure. They silver sword?
Yeah. I just figured because it was Japanese, we'd try to sell it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's the only Japanese card we have. Repel
Sure.
Calamity?
Someone, yeah. I'm sure someone will buy it eventually.
Eventually. It's really weird how it's listed though, because like typically with the Japanese cards, it has like an English and a Japanese version. Well, apparently the Silver Scrolls, you can only get it in Japanese. But they don't have them listed as Japanese, they have them listed as English. Yeah, it's fine. They came in that deck though.
Yeah.
I kept one.
You kept one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, anything that I have from that deck, I kept one of, and I let the other, either 1 or 3 go.
What?
Yeah, there's better versions.
Yeah, no. Give me some. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't go for with those.
And that's it. That's all I got. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
Compared to how I do. Alright. I'm gonna try to put some of those and I'll go back through it. Then we'll put those in leaves together.
Here, give me one. There's
more than
one right here. I've probably got others in here too.
I just for once we eventually get back into Magic that we're just gonna buy like what we exactly want for it. What the version or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Great.
Yeah.
That is nice. What's up with this? Oh, tickets. Probably fine.
No, it's just
Okay. Something.
it was just lint. Yeah, there's another card that did that. I've noticed this with a lot of the Lorwyn.
The dark and light. Really?
Yeah, the dark and the light. It's from two different print companies.
Isn't this card like over 3 or no? I thought 1.
No,
Really?
nothing on TCG is over 3.
No, that's.
Neat. I want to get those on DVD or Blu-ray.
What?
All the Doctor Who shows, episodes, whatever you want to call them. Seasons. I want to say they're on the 16th or 17th Doctor, which is essentially, I think 17 or 18 seasons, because I think there was one that did 2 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. I mean, they may be further along too. I haven't followed it in a while, so I haven't seen none of the new stuff. New to me.
That's not on Netflix or anything. I'm guessing.
No, it's on BBC, so you have to have cable to see it. There might be other ways you can see it too, but not any of the services that we currently use. Because trust me, I'd be on top of that.
Yeah, some stuff.
What'd you do?
I did the 3 of them, or 4 of them.
Oh, okay. And they're still all in order.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, what the heck? I have to ask. I have to ask. I do.
Really?
I do, because you often go through cards and you're not even thinking about it and you change it.
We just. Something. Yeah.
I'm not gonna need it.
No, once you get that, then. Alright, there you go.
Thank you.
This is the stuff I picked.
Are you wanting to look through any of this stuff before I list it?
3 retreat is all that, and
Yeah.
this is all like full.
Yeah, just leave them.
Sure, I can look through it real quick. Take them out of order.
Do not. Oh, the time. Oh.
Play 100
And Jason Stark, I swear, if you did that, you would be picking them up and putting them back in order and then listing them.
Did we keep? Pretty sure there's no. Not saying that there's not people down the road or anything.
Thank you.
I don't know what this is. So I just put this over here.
Yeah, because it's not listed.
Oh. Did you keep one?
Or already said that.
Fine. That's
Yeah. And there's AP.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. This one.
Where are you at?
Well, these and these two. These didn't make a cut.
Okay.
And these are ones that we kept.
Yep. All of them.
And that's it. So far, that's all the further I got of it. There's still a lot to go through.
Alright, but you're not doing this today, right?
Nah.
Okay. I just want you to focus on what you got done and incorporate them.
So what do you want me to do with the ones that?
Oh, I want you to pull those. And
yeah, I gotta pull these.
And once you do that,
You'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what we accomplished with this live video is we got roughly three, 7, 9 cards. Okay. So we got about 210 cards sorted, alphabetized, ready for me to list. Jason decided we're gonna go ahead and pull these ones from what's already listed on TCG Player because he needs them. And then 2 other things that I am excited to share is that we got our address labels. So nice little address labels that you'll see on your orders. And then another thing we were able to get in recently, I'm not sure if I pointed them out last video or not, but we got our, I'm going to use this one because I have the piece of tape over our address. We have our business cards, which the tape won't be on there, but, and so you can see that's our social media, our emblem. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, and eBay. And, you know, if you haven't already, comment, like, subscribe, share, visit our stores, follow us on those, follow us on TCG Player and eBay, and we'll see you next time.